you most welcome. For the secret of human existence lies not only in living, but in knowing what to live for. Well, you tune into your number one personality show, your go to show for captivating conversations with the most influential personalities, Star Charts. Tonight, we have in our seat a man whose influence transcends both spiritual and entrepreneurial realms. My guest, for the love of God, quit school in his first year at Kumasi Polytechnic to do God's work. This decision angered his father, who kicked him out of the house. But his story did not end there. God spoke to him to further his education in order to be impactful to society. Obedient to the call, he enrolled at the University of Cape Coast and pursued a Bachelor of Management Studies. He is a successful business leader armed with several degrees, including a Bachelor of Management Studies (BMS), MPhil in Marketing, MBA in HR, Masters in Leadership and Governance, PhD in Business Administration, and PhD in Marketing from the University of Ghana Business School. He has masterfully blended spiritual insight with practical business acumen, becoming a highly sought after speaker and mentor to many. Our guest lectures at the Graduate School of the University of Professional Studies (UPSA), specializing in strategic management, entrepreneurial development, and marketing. With over 23 years of experience in pastoral ministry, he combines his roles as a consummate marketing expert, a trained pilot, preacher, teacher, Christian leader, and chairman of the Makers House Chapel International, of which he is the founder as well. He has written three insightful books along with a devotional, reflecting his commitment to education and personal development. He's a master of harmonizing faith with practical life strategies, and his inspirational messages have touched countless lives. Married with four children, he's also an ardent football fan, and I dare say, a fitness coach or expert. Today, we are privileged to hear from this transformative leader, a leader who's ahead of his time, a man who believes in the power of purpose and is dedicated to building legacies that last. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce our guest, Dr. Michael Boadi Nyamekye. Doc,
Bola.
most welcome. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. No, I know you not from
you look
afar.
well.
Oh, you look better, man.
As always.
As always, so
Yeah.
thank you. So you're on Star Chat. It's
Thank
such
you.
a pleasure to have
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Great. Star Chat is live on Star 103.5 FM in Accra. We're live also in Takrady on Empire 102.7 FM. In Kumasi, you're listening to us on Ultimate 106.9 FM. Star Chat is brought to you by MTN everywhere you go. Haptel is everything you. Bills Quick Microcredits. Star Assurance. Top Choco. Taste, Nutrition, Energy. So, Doc, most welcome once again.
Thank you.
And how have you been? You
Very
keeping well?
Yeah, very well.
Fantastic.
Playing football,
Playing
gymming,
football.
swimming, doing all of that.
So how do you plan your time? Because for many, and especially the younger ones out there, they feel that 24 hours is not enough. But
Yeah.
I've always said to people, plan, organize, staff well, and coordinate your life. What are your basic principles of life?
I think I share in your principles as well. But, I mean,
Tell us
time
more.
is the only commodity you can't have extra.
Mm,
So the one you have, you should use it well. I have gone beyond time management,
right.
which happens to be the normal thing people talk about. I do energy management,
Energy
not
management.
time management.
Well, that's something new and something unique. Maybe you want to break it down for us.
Time management is when you are able to break your time into about 4 quadrants.
Mm,
And the 4 quadrants, you are looking at what is urgent, what is not urgent, what is important, and what is not important. So that appears to be the basic one that everybody knows. But I strongly believe that even if you have 24 hours and you still cut them into 4, this is important, this is not important, this is urgent, this is not urgent. Sometimes your energy is expended on things that are not necessary. And so I will put my energy into things that are going to yield more dividends and add to the quality of my life and yield results.
I said it. This man is deep.
I try.
I've never thought about, energy management as well as, you just oppose it with time management and how you've broken it down. So you can say that you're managing your time, but if it's not the right energy.
Yeah. The energy helps you achieve whatever needs to be achieved. If people are talking bad about you,
Right.
it's sapping energy out of you. and that will affect whatever thing that is on your itinerary when it comes to your time.
Mm.
So I'll rather manage my energy, and with that, it means that I'll have my goals as my focal point, and not shoot blanks.
Look, great one there. And I must say that you're a beacon, you're a mentor, you're somebody that people look up to, especially when you have a lot with storms around you. You're able to navigate them well. Many a times you're in the news, yes, 90% for the right, news if you want, and the right things. But also that 10% of negative energy.
Yeah.
How does that get to you, and how do you meander through such, waters?
I think everybody should have shock absorbers around them.
Mm.
You should have your ability to develop absorbance, so that there are some things that you shouldn't allow them to get to you. It will come,
Okay.
but how do you absorb them? And so you have to find escapes. Your life should always have escapes. One of my escapes is the gym.
It's the gym.
So that I don't expend my energy on other things. I'd rather use my energy to lift a metal, to swim, to play football.
I love that
And do all
approach,
of
but
that.
many will say, well, we are not fortunate or privileged enough to have such things at our disposal. Maybe your top three escapes, if you want, will be what? I mean, something that the ordinary person also can, of course, you
Take
are
a
ordinary.
walk.
Yeah, take a walk.
I mean,
It
take a
helps.
walk. It helps. Take a walk. You need to do things that will take your mind off certain things. So you take a walk.
Okay.
Your mind, once it's expanded, it will never get back, or once it's stretched, it will never get back to its original position.
Right.
So keep stretching it, and by observing things around you, taking a walk, being attentive so that no car coming, an oncoming vehicle will not hit you. All of that, it puts you alert and it puts you in the right space. So take a walk, swim if you can swim, just skip in the house.
Just skip in the house.
Or
Interesting.
do push-ups if you're a man.
So that's how he actually gets to deal with negativity or negative news and stress.
And also have people around you that do not bring you bad news.
Right.
I
Have
think-
people around
exactly.
you. Wouldn't that sound, some people say that you are actually surrounding yourself with hypocrites, because if they are not telling you the
No.
truth or
They
telling
are
you what the
telling you
reality
truth,
is,
but they are not telling you things to demoralize you.
so they sieve it.
Imagine you're going to host a show. In the olden days, even when there is death in the family, when there is bereavement, they know when to tell.
That's right.
And so you telling other people to not bring me bad news or any of that really do not take away from your, say, ability to be a sharpshooter or a straight shooter. No, that's not what it is. Let people around you know
Right.
that your energy is so important to you that if they are going to even bring you, if the business went south, they shouldn't tell you at night.
Love that.
Tell me when we come to the office and we are strategizing. Let me know that this strategy failed. Don't give me sleepless night, because I need my energy to come back in the morning to keep pushing.
Wow.
Because there is nothing that I'm going to do about something that has already happened, and you're telling me at 10 p.m.
Right.
You are just going to dissipate my energy, and I don't think it's right.
So
Nobody deserves it.
so you've actually made it a conscious effort to tell people around you
Yes.
that don't be bearers of bad news at certain periods of the day.
Of time, exactly.
Oh.
And a family time is a family time. When I'm spending time with my kids, don't talk to me about church.
Really?
Absolutely.
And
I'm spending time with my family.
Is it a laid down principle?
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody.
That's a good one to manage life and deal with.
Yesterday, for instance, the gentleman driving us right now called me at 10. You should ask him what I told him. I told him, you don't call me at 10 to
You
talk
did?
to me. He will tell you.
Interesting.
Don't call me at 10 p.m. telling me what we are going to do tomorrow. You should have called me earlier. If you did not wait till
the next morning.
work time.
It's a basic principle that many of us will pick up. But before we even get into life principles and the church and all of that, I can see to our left, vast land.
Yeah.
Tell us about this land. What is it meant for? I know that it's detached a bit from the church. That's Destiny Arena.
That's
But
right.
what is this for? I can see something sprouting up, something springing up.
Yeah. So what you see there is all going to be used for the university.
Oh,
We have started-
Maker's House is going to have a university.
We already have an authorization for a university.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We have an authorization for a University College of Medicine and Allied Health. So everything medicine.
Wait, let's break it down. You have a provisional license
Provisional, yes.
for a university. And
university.
you call the university what?
University College of Medicine and Allied Health.
Wow.
And so it's everything
Health.
allied health and medicine. I saw that the gap in our economy or in our country is not the production or bringing out architects, accountants.
Right.
Is not to do with marketers and all of that. That's my forte.
Right.
But interestingly, we have them in abundance. But if you look at our health sector, developing and maintaining a culture of empathy and raising people to be able to work as medical officers and health experts happens to be the gap that I found in the society. And so we came in to try to bridge the gap or contribute, even if we'll not be able to solve it completely, bridge the gap as to how we ought to go as a nation.
That's a brilliant one, Doc. But many will also say maybe you're being overly ambitious because for you, the vision bearer, your background, like you mentioned, you're a businessman, you're an entrepreneur, you're a lecturer, you're a marketer, you're a strategist.
That's right.
Why a clear departure from what you know best and what you know that, look, I can superintend this to go into allied health and medicine?
I think that should be the basis of our humanity. That we move away from selfishness into selflessness.
I love this.
And that is to mean that the fact that I can do something and do it right doesn't mean that if there is a problem and I can't handle, I shouldn't get experts to handle it. And if we look at what we have as a nation, my forte, my development, my orientation is in excess supply. But the health sector, which happens to be a very novel ground, if I want to embark upon that or choose that as my point of embarkation, that's not what I'm supposed to do, but that's what the nation needs. I have to superimpose the general good over mine.
Okay.
So, well, left to me alone, I would have gone on the path that I'm comfortable.
Right.
But interestingly, the nation needs something bigger than a marketer, a strategist, an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurially, like this is social entrepreneurship.
Correct.
Coming up with these things is social entrepreneurship. But I believe that this is to solve, and that's what entrepreneurship actually means.
You solve or deal with the problem.
Solving societal problems profitably.
Correct.
And so if we're going to solve societal problems, we are actually putting strategy, entrepreneurship, and even marketing into play. And basically, that's what we do.
Interesting. And I said from the beginning that it's going to be an interesting interview because for you wear many hats: a man for all seasons, a man of God, a businessman, a lecturer, a father, and I know you own many tracks. And how are you able to cope? How are you able to deal with this? But before that, how's church faring?
Church is good. I mean, church is good. The health of a church is dependent on the health of Christ. And so as long as Christ reigns supreme, his church will be supreme.
Right.
And so church is good. The Maker's House is doing well. We're branching out, setting up churches all over the place.
Oh, really?
And also, yes, sir. And also moving our people into entrepreneurship spaces and helping people set up businesses.
That is interesting to note. So you're helping church members to set up business.
Sir.
How are you doing that? How's the model like?
Of course, I mean, some years ago, you probably might have heard that we even help people who were in transition to get, say, Uber trucks and Uber the
Cars. Okay.
Yes, we did that for church members.
Oh, so the Maker's House actually procured vehicles for church members, and you set them up in business.
And yes.
How many of them?
We did 20.
Wow.
That's the initial number we did, and
so currently you have.
I have to look at the numbers again.
But over 100 now.
I don't know. It might be less. It might be more.
Okay.
But I have to look at the numbers. I don't want to say something that is false. Then we did it. We gave it to them not for them to be working for the church. They were working to pay off their initial what you call working, so that they own the vehicles themselves, and that was a stopgap.
Okay.
So that whilst they were waiting to get while they were waiting to probably get another form of employment, this becomes a side hustle.
That's right.
And I believe in side hustles. I believe that a man should have multiple streams of income. So yeah, it was just to and so that was there. Then we've also helped people who wanted to set up businesses to actually set it up. Giving them the counsel, the financial models they should run with, helping them understand They are,
That is a
everyone
model that
is-
many should study, and would like to congratulate you, for that. Yes, the church is there. Yes, you're into business, but also you trained to be a pilot, and then you ditched that to be a man of God. How so? For the first time, let's break down that story.
Well, I won't say I ditched it. I ditched it.
Mm.
If I buy a private jet, I will go back to it.
You go back to flying.
Yeah. If I buy a private jet, I will go back to it.
So
It's a PPL. It's a private pilot license.
Oh, right.
A PPL is different from a CPL,
Which is a
CPL
commercial.
is a commercial
Okay.
pilot license. So mine is to pilot my own plane. Or if Bola, who is my best friend,
Do you have plans of buying a private jet?
I don't think so.
You don't want to?
I don't want to. I don't want to. It's not that it's not
Will the
necessary.
church buy a private plane?
I wouldn't want them to, because I believe that there are so many societal problems that we can use the money for now.
Mm.
That Ghana needs a lot more developmental plans and policies,
Right.
that the church can partner with a government, partner with any institution. For instance, if you want to, even if it comes to your head,
Right.
that I want to procure aeroplanes,
Mm.
I believe that do commercial ones, so that it will bring back income, and with that you can help the church people even much better and serve your community much better. So
So it means that you're never going to use your private plane license then.
I am waiting for you to buy yours.
Amen.
Yeah. So when you buy it, at least I
But
can
you can still fly
around.
though. You
Of
can.
course, I can fly you around and make good use of my training.
Have you flown after school, after
Of
training?
course, I've done a couple.
Oh, right.
I've done a couple.
Right.
I've done a couple around some airspaces.
All right. In Ghana or
Not in Ghana.
in the US?
Not in the US, in other parts of Africa.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And still into your ministry, we want to get and dive deeper into it. At what point in your life did God call you into ministry?
Well, you know that if there was one thing that I would never had wanted to do, it's ministry.
Really?
I think God gave me so much that I felt that I could give so much to the world, quite apart from preaching.
Were you being a Jonah? Did you get the call many times that you had to say no, but then at the point you were just
No, everybody knew that I wasn't going to be a preacher. Everybody in my area knew that I was going to be a footballer. Or those who went to secondary school with me, my friends like Lord Kenya.
Right. Lord Kenya was your mate.
Not in the same school, but he's my friend and brother.
Oh, right.
And I used to rap as well. I used to write rap music as well.
Oh, were you doing hip life or hip hop or what were you doing?
That time was those times you used, it was just rap music. Then later on we called it hip life.
Hip life. Yes, hip life.
I've forgotten.
So you used to pen
I used
down
to write
lyrics
and sing them.
So what song did you do back then?
Oh,
Yes, Doc. Maybe a line or two for us to identify it.
I have
This is your show.
Yes. I can't recall, but I can rap.
Yes.
Everybody knows that I.
So give us a line or two of your rap. Like what? Achami used to do Lord Kenya and all of that. Which were your lines?
No.
Were you rapping in Chi or English?
Both.
Oh wow. You're a great lyricist.
And sometimes do dancehall. I wrote dancehall. Yeah. I mean, because those were the times that we used to listen to, from Tupac to Dre to all of them. Biggie Small.
Yeah.
Notorious B.I.G. All of them. So
all right, you've been there, done that.
We used to listen and
by a line or two won't hurt.
I can't remember
your songs or
I
maybe
can't
anything.
Remember.
You can't.
I can't remember. It's too far back in the day. I can't remember.
Any of Tupac songs?
Tupac songs.
Have you had changes?
I see many changes.
Yes.
Of course, but I can't sing it. I can't sing. I think I've listened to every Tupac song. Dear Mama.
Dear Mama.
Dear Mama.
I ain't mad at ya. Yes.
Yeah, all of them. All of them.
Do you still listen to that? Yeah, California Love.
All of them.
Do you still listen to hip hop music or rap music?
I don't.
Edited versions.
I don't. But if I go to the gym and they are playing, I don't tell them to switch it off.
Okay. Does it bring back memories?
All the time. All the time. I mean, it would be very hypocritical to say that listening to, when you hear, it will not give you that nostalgia.
Right.
I mean, it will bring back certain memories, certain I mean, so many things will start coming back to
Right.
you. Snoop Dogg,
Right.
song, all of them.
All of them, Ice Cube and all of that. We'll go for a break and then we'll get to go in there and see your beautiful auditorium and talk about the church and all of that. But really, what drives you in life, Doc?
I think the brevity of life.
Mm.
That's really what drives me. The brevity of life. What really drives me is the thought that I'm not going to be here forever. So I live a life of urgency. I know that. I mean, I don't have. Now I'm not 50 yet. I'm in my mid 40s.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm not going to spend. Let's say that I'm playing my half time.
Right. Right.
And so,
right.
if this is the second half of my life, I should see the brevity of it, and I should see that, okay, if this is what I have, let me live right, let me live well, and let me give off my best, because tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Tomorrow indeed is not guaranteed. Well, we're going for a short break. When we return, we'll actually talk about the Destiny Arena. The 5,000 seating capacity is a game changer right here in Ghana and I dare say Africa. You're on Star Chat. We'll be right back. Well, some great news from Haptel. You know, sometimes buying your car insurance isn't the problem. It is when you forget to renew it and then you get into trouble with the police or an accident. Instant car insurance is now on Haptel. Get your instant car insurance sticker anytime. So no long things, just install the Haptel app. Enter your car number for your instant insurance sticker. It's simple. Go to haptel.com/app to install your Haptel app. Haptel is everything you. Well, let me tell you about Starr Motor Third Party Extra. Get to protect your vehicle and then change lives as well. At Starr Assurance, we believe in driving change, not just vehicles. Do you know that our enhanced Starr Motor Third Party Extra policy is designed to give you peace of mind while making a meaningful impact in the lives of children in need? So some exciting news from Starr Motor Third Party Extra policy. When you buy that, you are contributing 5 Ghana cedis to Hope for Little Lives, a dedicated NGO working tirelessly to improve the lives of the underprivileged children. So go for it. Call us on 0302-245908 or toll-free number 0800-177-177 to learn more and sign up. That is a Starr Motor Third Party Extra. Protect your vehicle and as well as change lives. Well, time for some great news for all government and private workers. If you're a trader, businessman or woman out there, religious organizations, well, Tesprom Estates is here for all. Tesprom Estates Limited, they're saying that let's build your dream house, office, and place of worship in 1 year with a 15-year payment plan. So it's simple. You get to own a house in a year, but then we'll give you 15 years to pay. Have a stress-free package for 15 years. All you need to enjoy this offer is to actually go out there and have a registered land or an ongoing project and talk to us at Tesprom. We will come in there and complete that for you. So all you need to enjoy this offer, if you have a registered land, call them, or if you have an ongoing project, talk to them. We will present you with modern designs to choose from. And Tesprom is ready to take you all the way from foundation to finish within 1 year. And then they spread the payments for you. So locate them now at Achimota New Plan near Malcolm, or you can call them on 054-9642-177, 054-9642-177, or drop them a WhatsApp on 0241-237-379. Tesprom Estates, we build your dream house. And I love to have some Top Choco as well. There's nothing more pleasing than Top Choco chocolate spread on bread. And I love the rhyme as well because it has the power to awaken your taste buds and make you happy instantly. Go for the Top Choco 3-in-1 instant mix. And that's something for everybody, children and adults alike. Get your hands on Top Choco and you'll love it. Remember, Top Choco is made with love right here in Ghana using the finest ingredients. And time to send some Momo as well. We're all going cashless, and that is why you are getting 10% off food, drinks, beauty, cosmetics, and home essentials only from Momo. Mobile phone and accessories as well. Clothing, footwear, made in Ghana goods, so much more at the Momo Cashless Market. Well, you heard right. From the 2nd to the 6th of October, MTN is giving you this great news. only at the Good Park Tetekwashi interchange. There will be over 100 merchants in one place with amazing discounts for all Momo customers. So go out there, join in the fun at the Good Park Tetekwashi interchange from the 2nd to the 6th of October each day from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Just Momo everywhere you go. And a big thank you to MTN, our proud sponsor. Welcome back. You're on Star Chat, and our guest is the one and only, the affable Reverend Dr. Michael Boadi Nyamekye. Doc, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So earlier we were talking about, the church and your impact in society, but also you spoke about multiple streams of income.
Yes, sir.
You've been an advocate for that, for Christians, for people to get multiple streams of income.
That's right.
Any reason why?
Well, I believe that everybody has a multiplicity of talents, and God is so wise that He gave you two hands.
Right.
That is to mean that everybody have the chance to be ambidextrous. You can work with two hands.
Okay.
That means that whilst you have, say, your banking job on one hand, you can have another on the other hand. And so whatever it is, if God created Adam and Eve, and that's the story that you believe as a theist, and in the streams He gave them four streams to water their garden, it means that you probably need 4 streams to keep you afloat. Probably your regular work, your side hustles, some of them that will be done as a joint venture, some in partnerships, some as in takeovers, and all of that. Some in just investments, and you taking the backbench.
So, Doc, are you saying that for everyone, at least keep 2 or 3 jobs? You can't just say, I'm doing an 8 to 5.
Actively and passively.
Actively and passively.
You have to have a basket of things that you do. Some you engage in them actively, others you engage in them passively.
Right.
Like Bola will have, like yourself, that you do a lot of things as well. You will have a business that you might not be the CEO, the marketing manager. You don't have to run it yourself. You will ask others or allow others to run it. You should have a basket. Things that you are doing actively, things that you are doing passively. And interestingly, if you have your active job that you do, your 8 to 5 or your 9 to 4, whatever it is, you can as well do things that you don't actively get involved. So it brings you passive income.
Right.
And so that has been my advocacy over the period, that people should get into.
I remember you once saying that saving in this country is the dumbest thing to do. You still stand by that statement?
I think even when I die and you come and ask me this same question in my grave, I'm going to stick by it. Why do you save? Because money is not supposed to be kept. Money is supposed to be used. That's why it's a currency. Currency means flow. And the reason why it's a flow, because you see the river, it flows. And every river has banks, so you call it river banks. The reason why the bank and the river banks go together is because the bank is supposed to direct the flow. And so when you give money to the bank, they are not keeping it. They are making it flow. And so if you are saving and you're not getting anything in return, if you are not getting, say, the interest rate they are giving you is not commensurate to the inflation rate, why are you saving the money then? Because
so you don't save as a person.
I don't believe in savings.
You don't believe in savings?
I've never believed in I believe in investment. I'd rather use my money to buy, say, get into fixed deposit, buy treasury bills, and do all of that. Because what is the point in saying I have X amount of money in my account and it's yielding nothing? And there's time value of money. So if you kept, let me give you an example. If you kept 1 million Ghana cedis in 2008 and you kept it locked, it was $1 million.
True.
Now the same 1 million Ghana cedis, 16 years down the line, is about $70,000. Now you've lost, in dollar terms, you've lost $930,000 because you saved. But if you had invested, or if you had owned a business, gone into land banking, as in even bought a land with that amount of money then, and you had
can flip
waited,
it, yeah.
you could have flipped it. You could have done some other things. So personally, I will still stand by it. That is not, it's not a very wise move to say I'm into savings.
It's not wise for one to save. You urge people to buy shares as well. I mean, bonds, treasury bills, you just spoke about.
Wisely, though.
Wisely. But with haircuts on investments and locked up funds now in our economy, what we are experiencing currently, do you still stand by that advice?
Yeah, yes, I will. At least it gives you something better than just saving. Half a loaf is better than none. So if I'm getting a haircut, but there is a marginal increase to my principal, I would take that as opposed to keeping the money locked up and getting nothing at all.
Really? So you believe that is a better way of
Than saving, than regular traditional saving, yes, at any time. But I will not check through the banks. I don't have anything called fixed deposit with any bank. I've never bought treasury bills ever in my life. So no bank in this country can say I have treasury bills with them or fixed deposit with them. I don't.
It's just
I will rather
investment.
invest it, control my investment,
Right.
manage my investment, get the dividends, and plow it back into my businesses. That's what I would do. Quite recently, a young man came to me and told me that there is a business and wanted me to invest in. And I looked at him and I said, I've never done this business before. I don't understand this business, and so I won't. Because I will never go to war with an armor that I haven't used before. Why should I invest in something I have no knowledge about?
So far, tell us, and that is one of the principles that you stand by, multiple streams of income. You're a leader, you're a teacher, you're a preacher, you're a businessman, an entrepreneur. How many businesses have you actively invested in or currently running, apart from the church?
Well, the church is not a business.
Well, people see
And
that
the church
as
is
industry.
not, I get that.
own.
And the church
Yes.
is not mine. So
Right.
let me take the church
Out,
aside.
yes.
Just-
How many
just
businesses are you involved?
It will be many.
Many?
It will be many.
More than 10?
It should be. It should be. It should be more than 10.
And they vary. So we're looking at what? Construction, farming. What else are you into? Real estate? And
I want to, because
but it
well,
is
yeah,
you.
well, earth moving equipment and all of that.
Oh, so you rent earth moving equipment?
Earth moving
You
equipment.
rent excavators?
I won't say excavators.
Oh, right.
Earth moving
Because of the
equipment
discussion.
go beyond just excavators.
Yes. But you have excavators in it.
I used to.
Why did you stop?
I think at a point I wasn't getting the kind of contracts that I wanted to get for it.
Okay.
And so it became almost like a dead item in my portfolio. And normally when it's like that, you're better off discarding.
Right. Now let's talk about Ghana, Doc. Are you happy with the current state of the country?
Is Bola happy with the current state of the economy?
Well, is you in the hot seat, and we'd love to pick your thoughts on
I know
that.
you. I know.
Yes. Are you happy with the current state of the country, Doc?
I'm happy that there is peace in Ghana. I'm not happy that there is not much progress in Ghana. I'm happy that still there is religious tolerance in Ghana. I'm happy that still people are not killing each other in this country. I'm happy that we have not experienced any coup in this country. I'm happy about certain aspects of our existence. I'm not happy that people will finish school and have nothing to do. I'm not happy that we appear not to be on top of our game in our sports. I'm not happy that our economy is struggling or wobbling. I'm not happy that the youth is not taking leadership responsibilities. I'm not happy that somebody like Bola, who is sharp and an astute businessman, is running away from political leadership as well. I'm not happy that in spite of all the knowledge that somebody, not just you, but the people in your space who appear to know a bit more, are not getting into active say politics and advocacy. I'm not happy that currently the youth is not letting Ghana know that this belongs to us.
But you have a captive audience. You're a reverend minister. You control over 5,000 or more people. Every Sunday, they are there to listen to you. What are you using your platform to do? Are you talking about national politics and the body politic?
The business of church is to do church. And let me say it again. The pulpit is not used to promote a personal agenda. The pulpit is used to promote a divine agenda. So in the pulpit, you preach the gospel, make it practical. So if the lesson you are dealing with is supposed to speak against corruption, you don't shy away from it. You speak against corruption because that is what the scripture demands. If you do an interrogation of the scripture, you will not shy away of telling people that this is the way to go. And so, I mean, there are some things that the pulpit can be used for. The pulpit cannot be the straight jacket for everything in the society. The pulpit has its place. I believe in the idea that the pulpit should be used for a lot more advocacy, but it should go beyond the pulpit as well. That even after you've spoken publicly in your pulpit, what do you do outside it? And that's why I believe that, I mean, people like yourselves, people like the young men, all your friends, all the people within your fraternity, some of your own guys, the KODs, all of them, all the guys that happen to be your buddies, all of you have to also let the people that look up to you know that this is the only Ghana we have. And Ghana should be owned by the youth, because I believe that all the very elderly people have paid their dues. It's up to us.
As it stands now, you don't believe that the youth of Ghana really, or you say they don't have control, or they don't speak up that much, do they?
I don't think they've ever realized that majority of the population happen to be youthful. The whole of Africa, about 60% or more happen to be under the ages of 25 and down. And so the young man of Ghana should know, the young woman of Ghana should know that this is our heritage. This is our destiny. And so if people are toying with your destiny, you should express it. Not through abuse.
Right.
That is also anti-culture. Our culture is not going out there and insulting the elderly people. And that happens to be, when somebody is insulting people, they think that is an act of courage.
Or boldness.
Or boldness. You're showing bravery, but that's not it, actually. That shows that somebody is ill-mannered or ill-cultured, because no matter how somebody is behaving in the society, there are wiser ways of dealing with societal problems.
Right. So Reverend Doctor, you mentioned about what makes you grieve in your heart, and also what excites you about Ghana. You've talked about both worlds. But really, are you partisan?
I can't be.
You can't.
I've never been.
You've never supported any party openly?
I've never done that.
Any candidate openly?
I've never done that.
But you want to talk about the ills of society.
I've never supported a candidate openly, although I have friends.
Okay.
In all of Cheddar is, you know Cheddar, right?
That's Nana Kwame Bediako.
Nana Kwame Bediako.
Right.
He's a friend of mine.
Okay.
I've known him for many years. I remember when I wrote my first book, he was the person who came. You remember those times. So Cheddar is, I won't say that because Cheddar is running and I don't agree with a lot of things, so I'm going to stand and condemn him. I've called him before.
Okay.
I would talk to him privately. I believe in that. I have friends and family in the NDC.
Oh, you have friends and family in the NDC?
In the NDC. I have friends and brothers
in the MPP.
In the MPP. And sisters in the MPP as well. I have people that I know across board. The reason why I can't be partisan is because I believe that as a cleric, I am supposed to be able to speak truth to power. So when somebody is doing well, I should say that you're doing well without thinking you are for me or against me.
So for many that have branded you, of course, on social media, we watch Command Your Morning and other things that you say. Some say, oh, he's NPP. Others will say, no, I think that he's NDC and that he's speaking, for this party or that party. How does that make you feel? I believe you've come across such comments.
All the time. But the truth of a man is his compass. Okay? You are supposed to be guided by your truth, not by the shenanigans out there. You should be guided by your own truth and convictions. At the end of the day, this is what they are saying because they don't know you, but you know you. Because you know yourself, you know the path you want to toe, the line you want to go. I think that you just smile and you move on.
You vote every 4 years, do you?
I'm a good citizen.
A good citizen.
A law-abiding citizen.
Right.
A good citizen for that matter.
But again, on that, in 2019, you said that Dr. Bawumia is blessed with brains to serve Ghana.
I remember that.
Do you still stand by that comment? Was it revealed by God?
I think I wasn't saying prophetically.
Okay.
Let me be very clear on this, since you want me to go on that tangent. I believe that Ghana is blessed with men and women who think they are ready to serve. President Mahama has done well for his nation. He has been able to exhibit what his capacity could give, and under the circumstances, what he could give to the nation. I believe that he did well.
President Mahama
Mahama did well, given the circumstances, the resources available to him, resources both human and financial resources that were given to him or available to him. He did well. That is why he got the votes that he got. People knew, they evaluated his performance and they thought, oh, this guy is a good guy, he did well. His Excellency Dr. Bawumia, in the capacity that he says as the vice president, not the main man, I think that he has also done well, justified himself fairly, or he's acquitted himself fairly, based on the portfolio that he was given to manage as well. Now, I am not into their spaces to know what really goes on with them. I can only judge from without. And because I am not an insider to any of them, I'll not be able to put them side by side and judge them. Whatever I will say will be the perspective of an outsider. And so looking at both of them, I think that if they are offering themselves up for election, I believe that when they see themselves, they know that both of them are ready and they can serve. When I said that President Bawumia, Vice President Bawumia is blessed with brains, or he has the metal to lead. I'm an academic, somebody who has done a PhD, has done the rigor that goes with it, his experience and all of that. If he wasn't ready and if he couldn't serve, I don't think that the NPP would have made him the running mate. And so it goes without saying that he's also as qualified to lead as Mahama is. And so both of them, I believe that they have their own strengths. One is a communicator, one is an economist. One has been this before, one has been that before. So all of them, I think they are offering themselves up for elections, and it will be the responsibility of the good people of Ghana to check that, okay, if I give my vote to this person, I believe that where I want to be, this person can take me there without being bullied into submission.
Are you one for the church to get into election predictions? I mean, we've had some men of God come out to say, well, it's been revealed by God who will win the election. Yesterday, for instance, the NDC met the clergy. Were you invited?
I don't know. Yesterday?
Yes.
I have no idea.
You didn't get any invitation.
I didn't hear.
Right. Okay. But there was a revelation, and some men of God predicted. I'll come back to that. But has it been revealed to you who will win this year's election?
First of all, if men of God are prophesying, what is it, predicting or prophesying?
Prophesying, of course, they are prophets or men of God.
Okay,
so that'll be a prophecy.
If they are prophesying, means they are all speaking out of inspiration. That is the word, to prophesy. To prophesy simply means to speak out of inspiration. So I believe that if they are prophesying, then they might have been divinely inspired. However, If the prophecies, some are going for MPP and some are going for NDC, that is where the tension will be, that God is confused.
Does that get you worried when you hear that? Because in perspective, yesterday, Reverend Usu Bempa predicted that ex-President Mahama will win this election, while Reverend Victor Kusi Boati believes that Dr. Baumia will win. As a man of God, and I'm curious to know, does God reveal, different things to different men of God?
1 Corinthians chapter number 13, the verse number 9 says that we see and prophesy in part. And so nobody will, I don't think any of them will be able to stand boldly and say, I have the total picture. God is omniscient. God is the only one that is all-knowing. Men are not. So God can give them a fragment of his
So not
will.
the total picture.
The total picture is never given to man.
Wow, this is
The
a
total
revelation.
picture. The total picture.
God
Because
never gives the total picture
the total
to a man.
picture is never given to man. They see in part. Every prophet sees in part. And I want you to understand that, just as you're saying, Prophet Victor Kusipoating had spoken, Prophet Isaac Osubempa has spoken. Both of them are revered prophets on the land. They have spoken, and I believe that they know what they heard and they know what they saw. Without lifting any of them above the other, I will say that the prophet is the one whose words of prophecy come to pass. And so come December 7th, December 8th, December 9th, we are going to witness who spoke the mind of God. Again, as I said, God knows the end. So God shows his people the end. And a prophet, in the book of Deuteronomy, a prophet is the one who speaks and it comes to pass. A prophet is not the one who predicts or speaks and gives windows around it. And if it is God, there are various kinds of prophecies. There is one called the conditional prophecy. The conditional prophecy is the one that somebody will say, Bola, if you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H is going to happen. That is a conditional prophecy. That is different from thus saith the Lord. Bola is going to be the next president of the republic. Or thus saith the Lord, A is going to be the next president. If that is what the Lord is saying, nobody can subvert the counsel of God. So I find it quite strange when I hear that somebody is saying that God has shown me that A is going to win an election, but the same person is saying, if you don't take care.
Right. And even it happens in our human existence, people say, oh, if you don't do this, this is going to happen to you.
Those are probabilities, and God does not work with probabilities.
He's not a God of probabilities.
Because he has absolute knowledge. Probabilities are fractional knowledge. Probabilities, fractional. God deals in the absolute. He knows the end. That is why he's omniscient. And so the moment you subject God to those fractions, you dilute his omnipotence and his omniscience. And that restricts him, and you put him in a box that makes him like humans. If you don't eat well, you choke on your food. If you don't gulp down, if you gulp down your drink quickly, you're going to get choked on your drink. Those are probabilities, and God does not deal with probabilities. God deals in the absolute terms and forms. And Bola, before I end on that, let me say this. If you are a prophet, nobody will fight you declaring that this is what God has told you. But please, have the integrity, the metal, the steel, the spine, and the sheer will to stand by what God is saying. And don't give windows of escape. God has spoken that A is going to win. Please, I beg you in the name of God, say that thus saith the Lord. And don't put pressure on anybody else that if you MPP guys, you don't do this, you are going to, God has given you the thing, but if you don't do it, you are going, NDC, God has given you the thing, but if God has given, whatever is God giving is God preserved. If it's man giving, it will require man's effort and ability to protect and preserve it. But if God, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, the omniscient God, has said, I know your end from your beginning, and he is saying that I've given it to you, there is no force from hell that can wrestle anything from the hands of God. It's not possible.
Now, that is deep and that is insightful as well. I want us to talk about the issue of Galamsey.
Jesus.
How would you wish that we solve this menace?
That's a very beautiful question. You should have told me that you were going to ask about Galamsey, and I'm happy about that you brought it up. I'm writing a paper actually, an academic paper on how we can wriggle ourselves out of this whole discomfort. We have to find out why there is artisanal community, Galamsey, like gather them and sell. That's why that's actually the term. Gather them and sell.
Right.
And so that's Galamsey. They just cannot. I mean, gather them and sell is Galamsey. And people are into that because it brings them their livelihood. If you want to stop Galamsey, there should be alternative solutions. So as long as we are not creating enough jobs and the cost of capital is high, so a young man might have a dream of doing something. He borrows and he has to pay about 32 to 34, 36% per annum in interest. The person says, okay, let me go into the bush and get money from the bush and start my business. Can we make cost of capital or cost of funds cheaper? Can we rather create avenues of employment so that the Ghanaian youth will not be going to the forest? Can government also have policies that regulate community mining? Can we also help introduce chemicals that are not very invasive and not too harsh on the environment?
These are very, fundamental and critical solutions that you are preferring. Why don't you write to the government? And that's what we're saying by advocacy.
That's what I'm saying, that I'm doing a paper on it.
Till when? Because we
the
need it
paper
now.
should be ready maybe in 2 weeks.
Oh, great.
And maybe I'll come on your show again and review the paper, because it's so important that you understand that mining itself has never been, it's been with us from time immemorial. For ages, we've been mining, but we've been doing responsible mining. And so mining itself is not the problem. Can we make it responsible? Can we fill after they've dug the places? Can we do afforestation after they've cleared? So these are things that we are preferring. And maybe I'm glad you brought it up, but I'm writing a very in-depth academic paper on it, on how Ghana can tackle this menace. We have to look at both approaches, because you cannot just go out there and say we are going to beat the people, arrest them because nobody is going to sit down and say hunger or starvation should kill me. They are going to go back there.
They'll rebel.
They will rebel.
I'm happy you talked about alternative
well.
source of livelihood as well. And you're writing a paper on that. It's the first time we're hearing that here. So that's some breaking news for us as well. But many have also said that, can prayer and spiritual intervention, help us out of this crisis?
Out of Galamsey crisis?
Yeah, because we saw some pastors going there some time back and praying over our water bodies and some machinery.
I am a very nice human being. So I usually choose my words carefully. But I normally don't allow the naivety of others to influence my judgment and my objective and critical analysis of every situation. That being said, you don't pray for somebody to get full when they are hungry. So if somebody is hungry, you need to give them food, not prayer. You can't go to the forest and pray that from today, let the boys never come into the forest and let them stop mining. That's not going to happen. If the clerics have a prayer to offer, they should pray that God should give the leadership ideas and wisdom on how to create more jobs and give solutions to societal problems, that people will not go back there. Because if people are hungry, they will go back there and destroy the water bodies, destroy the forest reserves and all of that, because they need to survive. And so the thing is not a prayer issue. To stop Galamsey will not be found in the prayer equation. Poverty will not be solved using the prayer equation. Anarchy in the society will not be solved with the prayer equation. We need to give people hope. We need to give people a sense of responsibility. We need to help other people find out that this is the way we want to go. Let everybody fall in line. And not only that, we should hold our leaders responsible when they fall short.
Interesting opinions there, and very strong ones indeed. Apt, I should say. And that will take me to the subject of mentorship. I know there are many youth out there who really, they wake up and they look up to people like your good self with what you deliver on radio, on TV, in church. You believe in mentorship, but I want to know, does every believer need a spiritual father?
I think I normally shy away from that word spiritual father because it's been very abused. But for the sake of our conversation, I would like to just stick with it so that it becomes easier. Every believer having a spiritual father, actually, what is the objective? Is it for covering? Is it for direction? Is it for correction? I believe that you don't just set out that I want to do something or I want to have somebody in my life without knowing what the person has to offer you. And so before you get yourself involved in any relationship, ask yourself, what is in there for me? It's good to be selfless, but it pays to be selfish.
It's good to be selfless, but it pays
to be selfish.
To be selfish.
Sometimes think about yourself. In the grand scheme of things, what is in there for me? Okay, I want to have a relationship with Bola because I love Bola. I'll do anything for Bola. That is selflessness. But can I also sit back and ask myself, okay, in doing all these things for Bola, what is in there for me? Oh, okay, Bola knows people. I can leverage on Bola's contacts. I can leverage on Bola's experience.
And that is fair, right?
Of course. Because every relationship that is one-sided is actually lopsided and is heading is going to lead you into chaos or into a lot of depression.
Right.
And so every relationship should have an inlet and an outlet. There are always gives and takes.
Right.
There is nobody who operates on the platform or anvils of neutrality. Everybody is receiving, everybody is giving. You should know how to balance the equations around you so that if the person is taking more from you and you are not getting anything in return, probably you can just get an augmentation from somewhere else to supplement what the person is giving you or what the person is not giving you. So, yes, it is good to have people you look up to. It is good to be mentored. But it is so unwise to ask for a mentor and not to be ready for mentorship. Because why do you want me in your life if when I see you going south and I say it, you are going to have a problem with it? You can't take rebuke, you are not ready for mentorship. You can't take correction, you are not ready for mentorship.
When I posted that I'll be interviewing you, my Macy from East Legon sent a message and I want to capture it. And she asked for me to ask you as well that, what are your thoughts on fear-mongering prophecies? Because it's as if in the world or society that we are in now, some pastors take advantage and they put fear by way of prophesying some negative stuff. And people are afraid. So by that they succumb. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm a marketer as well. I have a PhD in marketing. I'm a senior lecturer at the graduate school for marketing as well. So let me just come from, first of all, a marketing perspective.
Right.
When you are doing advertising, Bola, we have one of the strongest selling points. Have you watched Glyco's advert?
We cushion you for life.
Glyco should advertise on your show because I'm going to use them as an example. Glyco, you owe us.
That's right.
Come and pay. Come and get the
rate card. Exactly.
And then pay us. Glyco's advert that somebody was driving is a cartoon.
That's right.
And the person fell off the cliff and got a cushion and said, Glyco, we cushion you for life. Do you know what they were doing? They were using what in marketing or advertising we call the fear appeal. So because you don't want to fall and not get cushioned, you come and we cushion you. And so maybe some of the people have mastered the craft of fear appeal. And it's working for them because if somebody tells you you're going to die, you don't want to die. But like all the money you've made, you want to live and enjoy the money. You want to live and enjoy the comforts of your wife and your kids. And you want to live and drive all your fanciful cars. And so You want to live, and so you rather want to go and ask the person, Odifo, minya day, mama ya kwanche, minya day. So you want to know, what do I do? And so it works for them. What is my stance? A person is moved to fear when they don't have the relationship with the light itself. Because you are shallow yourself, anything can toss you to and fro. Death, to live is Christ. To die is gain. If I know that I die and I am reunited with my Maker, why should I be afraid of death to start with? Death is only possible when my time on earth is done. When my assignment is done, I'll exit. Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, and he still died because death is a part of our existence. We were not born to live, we were born to die. And so it is just a matter of time. We are all going to exit. Ultimately, we are all dead men. We are just waiting for our time to exit. You just have to choose your moment, just that you can choose it.
So why don't we, and I'm saying we in quotes, men of God, condemn such acts? Because then people are living in fear. People don't know where to go because they need to know light over darkness. If the truth is there, why don't we sound it?
You have to first of all probably ask yourself, how many people have the inclination or proclivity for the truth? A lot of people are very allergic to the truth. That if you are telling them the truth, I mean, there are things like that. And so there are people, whether you like it or not, no matter the theology, the doctrine will push out. People will still succumb to the fears that they have. And so in as much as we are teaching that people should dwell in the light will shine in darkness. Darkness will not comprehend it. And all of that, we also have to come to the place where we know that still people are going to rubbish what we are saying and go with what they are comfortable with. And they are still going to follow after these things. But, Mami, you see, you are more than a conqueror. It is your revelation of the Christ in you that becomes your hope of glory, not the devil around you. The devil is around you, but the Christ is in you. The beautiful thing about Christianity is that all the other religions put God in a place. Christianity puts God in a man. Okay? To every other religion, you have to go to a place to meet God. In Christianity, we say that he is standing at the doors of your heart knocking. That if you open, he will come and dwell in you. So in Christianity, or the faith that we have as Christians, means that we are the habitations of God. And so a Christian is the container of that which cannot be contained. And so you are a container. You contain God in his essence. And because of that, if he is in you and is the hope of your glory, why do you allow the vicissitudes of life and the things that surround you to overwhelm you? You shouldn't be overwhelmed. If anybody is bringing you any bad news in that light, you're going to die, you're going to fall, you're going to get sick. I mean, I embrace it when somebody tells me I'm going to get sick. I get happy and I thank God for it.
Really? Why?
Because when you tell me that I'm going to get sick, you're giving me the opportunity to thank God, because then I will know that he's the healer. Okay? Jehovah Rophehika or Jehovah Rapha means the Lord that heals. If I am not sick, I can't experience that. So I get sick so that I can experience his healing power. I get frustrated so he opens a door. I get attacked so that he'll be my banner. I am under the attack on every side so that he'll be my way maker. I get pressed on every side. People want to fight me, then he become my El Gibor, the mighty God of battle.
The El Shaddai.
The El Shaddai, the Jehovah Elion, the Jireh, the God who is a provider. So when I believe that my back is against the wall, that is when he shows up and he provides, that I'll be able to turn around and say, this is the doing of the Lord and it's marvelous in my sight. So every time that there is darkness, know that you are in the light and just oppose them and just have the assurance that light will always overcome darkness.
Right. We'll be getting to family life and getting to know you the more. But for this bit, as we go for a break, is it compulsory for Christians to pay tithe? Is it compulsory for Christians to tithe?
Compulsory is asking that they are under
obligation to
Right.
do it. No. No. In New Testament theology, the New Testament doesn't require. So let's just get to the
Sure.
basics of it. Why are you tithing? Why are you doing that? Is it for the furtherance of the gospel? Or is it because you're afraid that a devourer is going to devour your gains?
Many
Is it
say
because
it's
you're going to go to
mandatory
hell?
and it's compulsory. It's scripture that you have to do that. A tenth of your earnings.
Well,
or what, yes.
well, in New
Is it?
Testament theology, in the Pauline epistles, he's saying that God loves a cheerful giver. It means that giving in itself shouldn't be obligatory.
Oh.
It should be revelatory. Giving in itself should not be something done because you want to satisfy religious tenets, but you want to go into a place whereby I give because I have a relationship with God. I give to my wife because I have a relationship with her. I give to my kids because I have a relationship with her, with my kids. Anything done outside relationship is done whilst dragging your feet.
So one shouldn't be forced or coerced
No.
or pushed or say that, look,
You
it's
give out of
statutory.
relationships there. It is revelatory. It is the revelation I have that my son is going to go to school, that I buy him a shoe. It is a revelation I have that God's work needs to be spread abroad. That is why I will give my money to the evangelism team, the missions department, and all of that, that the gospel should go out. It is not because if I don't give it, I'm going to go to hell. But I love God enough that I will give to God. I love God enough. I love his work that I'll commit to the work of God. I'll push the work of God. Not because if I don't give it, I'm going to go to hell. For instance, the guy that was on the cross that Jesus said tomorrow or today, you're going to be with me in paradise. He never gave a tithe. Jesus said, you'll be with me in paradise. He never spoke in tongues. You'll be with me in paradise. He never got baptized. You'll be with me in paradise. There are some things that are the exclusive preserve of our God, and they are under the remit of divine sovereignty. And I find it quite interesting when people want to tell what God does as God. Because the reason why he is God is that there is no searching of his understanding. And so he is so wise, he is so deep, and yet God is so deep that no diver can get to the bottom. And he's so shallow that no baby will get drowned. And so that is the expansive nature of our God. And therefore, I don't want anybody to limit him or box him up into anything that he is not.
We'll talk about the experience conference that is coming up, and we'll dig into it. But briefly tell us about the kind of home that you did grow up in. You were born where? Here in Accra, in Kumasi, or?
I was born in Swami.
In Swami magazine.
Well, yeah.
It's all part of it.
It's all part of it. Swami.
Right, Swami.
I mean, I had a family home in the magazine. So I was born in Swami. In the noise, the chaos.
You are a true Asekrum boy.
Is there something like 1,000%? Because 1,000 is
Wow.
the percentage is out of 100. I'm a 100% Ashanti boy, born and raised in Kumasi. Went to school in Kumasi. Grew up, lived there.
Secondary school was where in Kumasi?
Wesley Day.
Wesley Day.
Wesley
Is it
Day.
still around?
It's not.
Oh,
It's not.
okay.
But I'm a Wesleyan. I mean, I was raised as a Methodist boy. So everything that I did was in the Methodist church as well.
Okay.
So Kumasi boy, Kumasi bred, Sekrom boy.
You had a nickname growing up. They called you what?
Which of them?
Any? Maybe give us the two popular nicknames that you answered to. Yes.
Well, when I was playing football, they used to call me Bimosi.
B. Musi.
Yeah, when I used to be active football player.
Oh.
Like Black Moses, because of my leadership.
All right. Black Moses.
Because of my leadership and my sheer will, I was a fighter on the field of play. Everybody knew that. And so I was always captaining my teams. Yeah, so they used to call me Bimosi.
If you had not been a pastor, you'd have been a footballer?
1,000%. I love
You
playing
believe
football.
yourself, you did play, eh?
We are playing a football match with EIB
No problem.
on the 6th of December.
I take you on that challenge.
Oh my goodness.
No problem. So
And you are playing and I'm playing.
Yes,
So
I
if you
am.
don't
I'm the
show
goalkeeper.
up, you are the goalkeeper.
Yes.
Case closed.
So B. Musi and what? What is the other nickname?
When I was in school, I remember when I was in secondary school and I used to rap, they used to call me Snoop.
used to be a rapper called Snoop.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, as in.
Not Snoop Dogg, but Snoop.
But Snoop. Then
Yes,
you were a
sir.
good rapper back then. Rapping what, hip hop music and
All of them. I used to write every kind of music. I think I'll write a song for you. And
so you rap, you didn't sing, you used to rap.
I used to rap.
You had a group or you were
No,
on there as
solo.
a solo artist?
Solo.
You performed at certain functions?
Quite a number of them.
In Kumasi?
Entertainment,
okay.
school entertainment. I remember when, and everybody who went to Wesley, they will tell you that when we were doing, when we were campaigning for school, this head boy.
Okay.
I mean, I went to rap during the
You contested to become the head boy.
yeah.
And you
I won.
You won.
But they and everybody knows from Wesley. Everybody knows. I won with about 80% of the vote.
So you
But
were
they
the
they didn't give it to me
They didn't give it to you. Why?
because
you were a
was,
rapper.
I was the boy.
You were the boy back then. Were you a bad boy, naughty boy?
I was a brilliant boy. That's what I would say. I was a very sharp boy.
But naughty.
Intellectually, I was representing my school for quizzes.
Okay.
And so I would say that I was a sharp boy. But with every sharpness, yeah, I was
There's
also
a
there.
bit- Oh, you were also there.
I was also there.
You had a girlfriend back then at Wesley Day.
Oh no.
Oh, really?
When I was in secondary school,
Oh, you didn't-
you had
You stayed away from
So you
girls.
had a girlfriend?
No,
in
I'm
school?
asking you.
No, then Bola, you were a bad boy. Then Bola, yours was on higher level.
No. So you had a girlfriend back then, or your first girlfriend was at the university?
You know, I even came to the university to realize that people had boyfriends and girlfriends.
You're kidding me.
I didn't know those things existed. Do you know why?
Why? Oh, Snoop, you didn't know.
I grew up in a place where we were sleeping outside the home.
Okay.
We were sleeping on verandas. You get it. Compound houses.
Intense. Compound houses.
So where will you take the girlfriend to? It won't even cross your mind that you are going where. That was not part of the conversation. Wow. I was playing football, trying to hustle here and there. Do you know, girlfriend was not
Girlfriend
part of
was not part of it.
I don't think anybody in my league or in my area, my age, at that time, nobody was thinking about girlfriend. Because, okay, if you get a girlfriend, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So if I was going to get a girlfriend then, it would be that I would be teaching the girl. Maybe teaching the girl math or science or accounting or costing or economics or any of those things. But
not to date or anything, no.
which money you are taking to where?
The boy who used to sleep on the veranda now owns a property on a 42-acre land. How does that make you feel? You serve a living God.
Well, which of the ownerships?
I mean, I'm talking about Destiny Arena, the church, the university.
I don't own them.
You chair, but you oversee them.
I oversee them.
That's right.
I am a steward, which means that as per our constitution, when I serve my term, I'll step down for another person to take over from me.
But leading this vision and championing it to fruition, how does that make you feel?
Humbled.
Humbled.
Humbled. That's the only word I can say. Humbled because I know where God picked me from. I know my beginnings. I know that most of the guys that I grew up with, I can tell you that amongst my contemporaries, those of us who went to the university will not be, maybe I'm the only one.
Really?
Yep. Sadly so. Wow. Sadly so. Amongst the people I grew up with, sadly so. So I look back and I'm humbled because
it could have been.
I mean, but I still keep very good relationship with my friends. My childhood friends.
You do?
When I go to Kumasi, I look for them. I call them. They come here, they visit me. Because I believe that relationship is the only currency that endures.
How did you meet and toast your beautiful wife? I've seen her photos all over. You've been married for how many years?
This year was 18 years.
18. Congratulations, Pastor.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How did you meet her? In Ghana?
Yes, sir. 2005, I was done with school, Cape Coast University. I was going to get an introductory letter because I was going to renew a visa. And those times, the schools will give you an introductory letter. I think they still do. Give you an introductory letter that you're a student, then you add it to your application. So I was going to that mean to get my introductory letter. And here, was a very beautiful girl.
Right.
Flanked by two other beautiful ladies, her best friends then. They were all light-skinned, except the one in the middle who happened to be my wife.
Okay.
And when I saw her, I knew without any shadow or shred of doubt that that was my wife.
Really? You felt it?
I knew it.
Was it love at first?
Not a feeling.
Not a feeling. You
I
knew it. There and then.
I knew it.
And it happened.
And so I didn't talk to her.
Oh.
But one of my pastors here, who happens to be, he was sitting in my car then, knew her from school because they were all in the primary school together.
Okay.
So I said to the guy, the pastor, a reverend minister in our church, I said to him that, Steve-O, that's my wife.
Straight away.
That's what I told. He said, who? I said, the one in the middle, the dark one. And Steve-O said, Bishop, that's how they used to call me in school. Bishop, you don't mean it. I've never heard you speak like this before. And so, all right, Echa called Echa, that's her name. Echa waved at her and asked Echa to come. And Echa came, and they spoke a bit that I've tried to call you. Did you change your number? And Echa said, yes, I changed my number. And I remember Steve was asking for a number. And I asked her, can I take your number too? And she said, oh, sure, why not? Okay. I mean, and I took her number, but I didn't call her. I waited for like 2 weeks just to be sure.
Really?
And I called her, and the damsel was waiting for my call too.
For your call. You weren't dating at the time. She wasn't in a relationship too.
I can't speak for her. I'll bring her to your show.
So did you snatch her from someone then?
I won't say that because I don't know. Okay. I think that
you never asked.
No, I was running my race.
Okay, and you won.
You have to get to a place where other people's matters don't really affect you. So maybe there were 1,000 people around it.
But you won.
It's just like the sperm trying to get ahead of its peers for fertilization.
Right.
I just decided to run my race. And luckily for me, I was able to break through
and it's been
fertilize the egg
18 years
for 18 years.
Pure bliss. How many children?
5.
5. Wow, you've been a busy man.
I keep working.
Oh, and you want more? Or you are done?
If she would have allowed it.
You wanted to have what, like 10?
I'm an Ashanti man.
Of course. You want to have like 10?
Having babies is a legacy.
Oh, it's a legacy.
I wish I had 100.
Whoa, really?
I wish I had 50. I wish I had 20. I wish I had 10.
But
my wife could give 5.
Okay.
And so I walk in contentment.
I love that. 5.
My wish, maybe 100. So I've adopted more.
Oh, okay.
So now I have about maybe 100 children. So the young man sitting there is my son.
Really? That you support?
So I've adopted all of them.
To meet the 100?
I'm not even up to 100 yet, okay. but I think I want more than 100.
You build and leave a strong
legacy. And most of them, if somebody names the child after me, I take the child as my child. Wow. So I'm adding to my wife couldn't give me 100, so my wife, her womb could only give me 5. I've taken the 5, but if you give me a child wherever you are,
why not?
Just speaking into the camera right now. If you are watching and you are pregnant, right. You can name your child after me and donate the child to me.
What an offer.
And I'll be very happy to have the child.
As we wrap up, I want us to have some quick fire questions as well. You know, and I think about 6 of them. I want to ask you, reset or upgrade, Doc?
Your phone? No, I'm asking because
I know the context and all of that, but in our body politics, what do we need? Reset or upgrade?
Hybrid.
Hybrid. Daughters of Glorious Jesus or Tego Sisters? Anytime, any day, who will it be?
Oh, that's interesting because they are both mine. Can I join them together and call them the Daughters of Glory, the Tego Sisters?
Of Glorious Jesus.
Of the glory, whatever. Can I? But I love daughters.
You love daughters.
I love daughters.
Right.
To the hilt. And,
right.
I'll go for daughters.
You go for daughters. All right. Hearts or Kotoko?
Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Any day, anytime.
Any day, anytime.
Fantabulous,
You
fabulous.
think it's the
Kumasi
best
Asante.
team in Ghana?
It was the team of the century, wasn't it?
Yes,
It was the team
year,
of the
year
century.
2000. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
the-
Atufoko was African. They were African champions. In
But the team
2000.
of the century
Oh,
was
okay.
fabulous. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Ukuma Pema Apembeba.
Apembeba. It's now time for the mystery question, and please, if you'll indulge us,
Oh.
you can kindly pick one.
Okay, I want to just miss it well so that it's not like
No, you were going to take all three though, but don't worry.
I'm taking 3.
Just read them out for us. Yes. So the first one that we have there is. Yes, you can read it and please answer it.
What legacy do you hope to leave behind?
Right.
What legacy? That I served my generation well.
Simple.
That I served my generation
Right.
well.
The next one will be.
There are 4 of them.
Yes. 4.
Oh, Jesus. What advice do you have for the Gen Zs? Don't live for the moment. Don't live for the moment. You have a life ahead of you. The camera, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, the Snapchat, they are not really your friends. And so do not be cajoled into likes. Don't live for likes. Don't live for likes and comments.
Right.
Your life goes beyond that.
Great.
Oh boy.
And the question is, can you please read it out for us?
Which man of God has influenced you the most?
Yes.
Paul the Apostle.
Safe to say, but in Ghana, who will it be?
It was not part of the question.
I'm throwing it in. In
That's
Ghana,
not part
which
of
man of God?
In Ghana, I would say that I happen to be a collection of many men of God.
So 3 of them will be.
In my early development, it was Bishop Nicholas Asari of blessed memory,
Okay.
then Reverend Eastwood,
Okay.
Anaba, then Dr. Mensah Otabil. I can even throw in Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams,
Right.
Reverend Steve Mensah, Reverend Ampia Kofi. I have a very close relationship with Archbishop Ajinasari as well.
Okay.
And sometimes his advice in close conversations are beautiful and timeless. The Apostle General, Sam Kanchiankra.
Right.
So I am
You're the
a
fourth
great
Louis.
son to all the fathers. Bishop Takia Boy.
Right.
I mean, I have
You've been
great
there
people.
and you love them all. So our last mystery question.
But
and
there
then
were, you
we'll
said
wrap up.
3.
Yes, I think.
Bola,
that-
you said 3.
My producer had to throw in another one.
Bola, you said 3.
Yes, so the last one will be.
Who has been your performing government minister
Yes.
under this government?
Correct.
Oh, I think this government, they should rate themselves before I can tell. But
But who has been your best?
they should rate themselves.
Performing minister.
But best performing minister
Right.
in Akufo-Addo's government
Correct.
has been Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh.
Matthew Opoku Prempeh. And why?
Because of what he did with free SHS.
At Education Ministry.
Yeah,
As minister.
as the Minister for Education, he pioneered that policy. He led it, implemented it with all the, it was novel, and being able to make it nationwide with all the confusion around it. Studying the ship in Education Ministry, I will give it to him then. And when it came to energy, at the time that everybody was thinking that we were going to go through Doomsor again, when he came back to say it was Doomsisi and what he was able to do, I think that this government know that Ghana demanded better and they promised better. So I think that they should be able to look at themselves in the mirror and ask themselves, were they able to deliver? But whether they delivered or not, that would be up to them to answer.
Rate themselves. But
Because I did not campaign for them, neither did I write their manifesto for them. But if I look at what has happened on face value, Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, any day, anytime, has been their best performing minister by a mile. Any day, anytime.
right. So it's been a pleasure having you on Ghana's #1 personality show, Star Chat.
Thank you, sir.
What is your biggest regret in life as we wrap up?
My biggest regret, personally or as a nation, that I see.
Personally.
Personally, my biggest regret. My biggest regret is that I didn't have the character to have regrets, but to have lessons. And so when I look at myself and I look back,
No regrets.
I have lessons. I have people who stabbed me in the back. I don't regret bringing them into my space.
Wow.
It taught me a lesson on which people to allow in. I have businesses that went south. Do I have regrets? No. It tells me that don't invest where you don't have control. I have things that I don't. I have associations, relationships that didn't go well.
Wow.
Do I have regrets? No.
Lessons.
I have lessons. So I don't have regrets in life. I only have
And
lessons.
wrap it all up for us with the Experience Conference. So that is coming up. When and how many days, and who are the lots that are speaking?
Experience is the greatest gathering of the Christian fraternity in this nation. And I can tell you why. Because of the historicity and the collection of people that do come. The varieties we put on the table at every time. And this year, Experience is from the 6th of October to the 13th of October. The 6th and the 13th, and even the 12th, the time is 8 a.m. But from the 7th till the 11th, is going to happen from 6:30 p.m. at the Destiny Arena, just in the School of Nuclear and Allied Sciences, where I'm hosting you right now.
That's right.
And it promises to be beautiful because Reverend Studanaba is coming, Prophet Diony Bias is coming, Pastor Jonathan Miller is coming, and Boadi Nyamekye will host it. And if Boadi Nyamekye is hosting it, there is excellence, there is time consciousness, and so we are putting everything on the table for you. I believe that the theme should we have put everything into, say, a capsule. So we have encapsulated everything that is going to happen in the theme, Jesus. So whatever thing that Jesus is able to do, from redemption, salvation, provision, healing, everything that Jesus is able to do is being served during this experience. And I know, Bola, you're going to be there. I'm inviting everybody to the 13th. Everybody on your team, I'm inviting everybody to be a part of it. And I believe that is going to be a blessing.
Powerful indeed is the gathering of champions, if you ask me, from the 6th to the 13th of October, and you have to be at Destiny Arena. It is
Yes, sir.
Experience Conference.
Yes,
and
sir.
thank you once again for being our guest right here on Star Chat.
I'm honored.
It's been another insightful edition, very educative, I must say, and of course, some great thoughts have been shared today on the show. My name is Kwabena Anoche DC Bolore. It's been Star Chat. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Doc, thanks so much for walking with us. I mean, this is the Destiny Arena. Now, this is your home. Walk us through it. I love everything that I see here. What are we to expect?
So you enter into a foyer, an outer foyer before you come into an inner foyer.
Right.
There are people. If the auditorium, the ground level is full.
Okay.
And you want to go up, you can go through the stairs.
Right.
Or you can use the elevators. There are
So
elevators
this is
around.
how many people, Doc?
So the capacity of the auditorium itself is 5,000.
Right.
And that's the
Sitting.
capacity. Yes. That's the capacity of the auditorium.
Right. And I can see fully AC, the sound level, the lights.
Absolutely.
This is truly an experience as well.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
you
We are
walk-
getting ready. You can tell.
Right.
Like just as they are. They're getting ready to receive all of you.
So it's a build up to the main experience
Yes, sir.
from the 6th to the 13th of
13th
October.
of October.
Normally, how is it like? I mean, yes, full auditorium, spirit filled.
Yes,
Walk us
sir.
through that experience moment.
There is intense worship. There is intense word. The Spirit of God is present, and Mostly, if you're a man of God, you are led by the Spirit. The Bible says that as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. And so people are going to be led to do what God has called them to do. Reverend Stud, Dr. Dione Byers, Pastor Jonathan Miller, all of them, everybody's going to do what God wants them to do. And don't forget that there are a lot of people who have been invited to come and lead us into worship and praise.
All right. So what are we expecting? Daughters will be here. It's a regular.
Daughters will be here.
Right.
And not only daughters, Luigi McLean, MOG, Pastor Isaiah Ofuzukwache, Reverend Ike Nano. You are looking at Ife Grace,
okay.
Lordina, the soprano.
Wow. You have a solid lineup, but also let's talk about this edifice, this auditorium is it's something that we all are proud of. It's second to none, if I should say. I mean, using technology, the highest of it. How many years did it take you to put up this? And a little bit also whispered to me while I think that you actually put it up at the point that you had to break everything down because you didn't like this. Exactly.
That's structural effects.
Oh, right.
Just the aesthetics. That's structural effects. And we had to place the lives of the people above
money.
The lives, the safety, the security of the people above any money. And so we had to bring it down because when we detected a structural defect during COVID, we decided, you know what, let's rebuild. And so we rebuilt from COVID.
From COVID. How many months or years?
We came in last year. So from 2020 August till last year, April. So let's say 2+ years.
Wow. No, that is beautiful. And all the workers in here, local workers actually put up this.
Local workers.
Oh, okay.
I believe that Ghana needs this. We as Ghanaians, we need to believe in our people.
Right.
All the people that worked here, they are all local artisans.
Wow.
So Ghanaians made it happen.
So Ghanaians actually built the Maker's House Chapel.
Everything Ghanaian. Wow. Nobody from Europe, nobody from Asia, nobody from anywhere else.
You thought of this, you dreamt it, you gave them the plan, of course, together with your architects and all of that. But clearly, you're the dreamer, and you believe in the Ghanaian to actually bring this to life.
I believe in the Ghanaian. And the Ghanaians made it happen. Everything Ghanaian.
Oh, wow.
Everything. Everything is 100% Ghanaian. Ghanaians made it happen. Ghanaians built it. Ghanaians spec'd it. Ghanaians are maintaining it.
I think that your screen is one of the biggest screens I've seen. I mean, for a church. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, National Theatre, Conference Center and all of that. I know it's a church, but I wish you could have a conference center where you can rent for people to have shows.
People have taken this space for events.
For events as well. So it's open.
It's open. If the event is worthy of a sacred space, you allow it.
Okay. Well, good. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you, Bola. You are a great man. And thank you.
Thank you very much.
Amazing man.
Thank you, sir.
I'm flowing you fans because you deserve it.
Thank you. And I think that before we go, it's just proper and nice that we share a word of prayer from the man of God. So please lead us in prayer.
Father, we pray. Not just for Bola, but everybody that's watching. We're asking that your grace will find expression. That Jesus, your name will be glorified in the lives of your people. You will lead us to the places of rest and comfort. Protect this nation from every insurrection from the camps of hell. Let our borders be protected. Let our walls be fortified. And give us the grace to come out of this election as well. We know nothing is going to happen against us or against our people. And Ghana will come out as the victor at the end of it. Bless people individually and bless us as a collective. Bless us as a nation. And our voices will be lifted and we'll give you praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
You're the man.
Thank you.